So when I looked through the stories that Fishy suggested, I looked through all three of them, but the one that really resonated with me, I read it and then I wrote something to me how it would go in my mind if I'm talking to somebody who's cutting my hair and we're making small talk. And what I wrote was, can you believe what happened to that 90-year-old guy in Florida? The guy got hassled by police because he was feeding homeless people. I mean, how does that even happen? What idiot came up with a law to prevent people from giving food to people who really need it? This just goes to show there are too many laws on the books. What are they going to enact next? A tax on people who hold doors open for little old ladies? Just try and go through that and talk, get to that issue. And I thought that I hit, when I was writing this, I thought I hit all the bases. I thought, all right, so I got the facts of the story. There's a 90-year-old man in Florida who is possibly going to be jailed. He's definitely being fined for feeding homeless people in a park. But that's not what I was focusing on. I was focusing on how bad this legislation is, how bad this situation is, and I wanted to keep on hitting that home. But I kind of forgot about the part where this is supposed to be a discussion. So going back to what Andy was saying, you want to entice people to be a part of the discussion. You want to have an actual conversation instead of just sort of, foaming at the mouth and yelling at them, saying, "Can you believe this horrible
Yeah, I mean,
nonsense that's happening?"
you want to give the clickbait headline to get them to listen and say, "What?" You do that. Can you believe that they threw that 90-year-old guy in jail for just trying to feed the homeless? That's your clickbait headline, and
Yes.
then you start then you reel them in with more facts and, well, had you ever heard of anything like that? And shut up and let them talk.
That was another thing that I missed, by the way, in my treatment of this story was I didn't really hit on a political on saying, hey, and this is why I'm a conservative. I'm a conservative because I don't want to have these kind of uh, ridiculous regulations screwing up people's lives. I didn't add that in my thing, again, because I was wanting to really hammer home the point that this legislation is bad, and I was focusing on that instead of focusing on what really is the point of this, is to have that discussion and to cap it off with, and
Did you know
that's,
that's a conservative idea?
but don't say it like that. Obviously, don't say,
Yeah.
did you know that's a conservative idea? Just to
Neener,
say,
neener. You just agreed with a conservative. Neener, neener.
So why don't you try it again and see what
Make
you
sure she's got the scissors out of her hand when you say that.
okay, so here's the second half of that. Did you hear about that 90-year-old guy in Florida who was hassled by police because he was feeding homeless people? Yeah, they fined him and they might even jail him for not having a permit, not providing portable toilets. Portable toilets. I mean, does
What?
that
Are
make
you
any
kidding
sense?
me?
Does
Really?
that make any sense to you? Does that
No,
make
that
any sense to
doesn't.
you?
No.
I mean, the guy's just trying to help homeless people, but
There's a
government
law for that?
we've got government guys hassling him. I mean, is that crazy? Am I dumb here? Is
Well,
is
like,
this
was it
crazy?
was
Is
it
it
the
just me?
cops or I mean, who was it that was hassling him? Do you
Yeah,
know?
it was the cops. It was the cops.
Wow.
Yeah, apparently it's against the law if you don't have a portable toilet there, you can't feed people. You can't feed the home. It
Was that
seems
from like the toilet lobby or what?
I, to me, it's if you have these kind of and what kind of law is this? This is the most regressive kind of law. It hits the people who can afford it the least, homeless people. Who would make a law like this? How many laws like this are on the books? I mean, to
Well, yeah, I
me,
thought we were supposed to care for homeless people and take care of the poor and stuff like that.
I think we should get the government out of this kind of business. It doesn't seem like it's right.
I agree. I agree. That's crazy. There's just too much government there.
And stuff like that is why I started paying attention to politics.
I don't really pay much attention to politics. Do you? What type of politics are you into?
Well, I mean, to me, I want less of these laws. I want less of this kind of craziness. So I'm actually
Yeah.
conservative.
Oh, really? That's what conservatives are for? I thought they kicked grannies off of cliffs and stuff. Huh.
No,
Food
there's a
food for
lot of
thought.
bad
Well,
press. We've
thank you
had
so much. That'll be $25. We'll see you again in 2 weeks.
$25 for this. I said
Oh,
I'm a
see,
conservative
and
here.
and now we lose
Jeez.
a whole nother convert because he thinks the haircut's too expensive.
Yes.
Listen, I don't take $25 haircuts. It's $14. That's it.
But once
I
you tip, then it's 20.
well, that's true.
But that's between you and your hairdresser.
Well, yeah. I heard Hillary doesn't tip her hairdresser. So
Well, yeah, because she's a fiscal conservative. I can't believe I actually said that.
but I think I mean
Oh, yeah, the second take was much better. It was a lot less confrontational and more conversational,
absolutely and
which is why I decided to just have the conversation with you.
And I
no,
have
it's
to
great. I
say,
love that.
Fermented in the chat brought up, why did he even need portable toilets where there are no police cars around? The whole point is attempting to get away from the use of the labels conservative, Republican, whatever, and talk issues with people that our candidates, again, can come back and pick up later and brand later, if need be, as them caring about those things too. But not to start with the platform and the branding, to start with human stories that touch people.